Y'all ready for me?
Yeah.
Awesome. How y'all doing? Good.
So, Coach, what was the most important thing you learned about your defense during preseason camp?
Most important thing, that's a good question. Really the main thing is just the communication linebacker-wise, just having new guys in the room and getting them to be the quarterback of the defense and just understanding them. It's from them getting the defensive line set to making calls and the DBs get set. Because we got the back end coming back, but it's just the linebackers, the communication, and just being confident about making calls. So that was very important for us.
Pretty sure this is the last time we'll talk to you before next Thursday. So game plan for South Carolina State, what do you think of your first opponent?
Man, you know what? First of all, I just got a lot of respect for Coach Pugh, Buddy Pugh. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, so I know a lot about Coach Pugh. I know about what he did at Fairfield Central as a high school coach when I was a little kid. I just remember them being on a cereal box. They won a few championships when he was there. Then from his career from there, going to the University of South Carolina, being a position coach, and then being at South Carolina State for a long time. Very well-respected guy in the state, a well-respected guy in our profession. He's a guy that I look up to, and I've been following his career for a long time. He does a great job. He does it the right way over there. They're a well-coached bunch, and I'm just looking forward to really just shaking his hand right before the game and letting him know how much I appreciate him. But just an overall really good team. You watch what they did in their bowl at the end against Jack State, and just seeing how hard they play and the weapons that they have on offense. So it's going to be a good challenge for us, and it's our job to be ready.
Coach, obviously, as the overseer of the defense there, you have a unique perspective looking at the offense and trying to stop them in practices and such. John Rice Plumlee recently named the starter. How do you think he's progressed through camp? Like, he came in, hadn't played the position for a while, now he's named the starter. What growth have you seen from your perspective in John Rice Plumlee?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just him understanding the offense, understanding what Coach Malzahn is calling. And, this fall camp, we didn't go live, but we went live in the spring, and you could just really see what he brings to the table with his legs. And you saw in the spring game that he can throw the ball. So he gives her that ability to do both, and he's going to give defenses a headache with the different things that he can do. And Coach Malzahn putting him in a position to be successful and our offense to be successful, and in return our team being successful. But just seeing his growth and him just understanding our offense and understanding what Coach Malzahn is trying to get him to do.
Coach, a little bit more about the linebackers. Coming out of camp now, how does the linebacker corps shake out?
It's been good just to watch those guys compete and guys battle. And I tell them every day is an interview, every day is competition. And it's so much competition there where if a guy messes up, I just put a new guy in. So it's like, okay, my main thing is, okay, I want to correct something new. I don't mind coaching, but I don't want to correct the same thing over and over again. And those guys showed a lot of growth. I think we hit it with all of those guys, to be honest with you. And all those guys bring different things to the table. Whether it's just the physicality, whether it's speed, whether it's knowledge. Very pleased with what we had in the linebacker room.
How pleased are you with your entire defense at the end of camp now?
You know what? They moving with a different confidence. In year two, we should be ahead of where we were last year. If we were the same or we were worse, then well, that's on me, right? So just seeing those guys, just the growth and them understanding and them just playing with the edge. I always just tell them a knife cannot cut if it's dull. Play with the edge, play with each other, play with that excitement. Make a call. And if all of us is if it's a bad call and we're saying the wrong thing, it's really the right thing because we're all on the same page. What we can't do is have one group saying one thing and another group saying another, and they about to snap the ball. But those guys, I'm just very pleased with how they come about their business, coming to work, playing with that edge, playing with each other, playing with that excitement, playing this brotherhood. So I'm excited.
Coach, can you talk about the continuity amongst the guys? I know we have a lot of transfers on that side that we're going to really be dependent on. Talk a little bit about that.
Just seeing it all come together, seeing those guys coming from different places, different backgrounds, and being coached a different way before they got here. And the best thing that we had was that foundation that was laid last year, and those guys that really was battle tested. And then now you're seeing the newcomers and the transfers come in and say, okay, we come to help, but we also want to be a part of your culture and part of building this thing forward. So it's been good to see all of those guys buy in, because that's the thing, when you bring a lot of guys in, okay, what's the buy-in? And now we're seeing the guys buy in, the guys are having fun, and to be honest, it started with the individual coaches as well. And I really believe that the coaches can lead their group. And they're going to follow us as coaches, and in return they lead each other and they come together. So it's been fun to see, to be honest.
Until you play a game, what do you still not know?
That's a good question. You know what? Still don't know how we're going to respond. Like, it's all good if everything is going good and How you gonna respond if it's not going good? So we always talk about E plus R equals O. So the event is the event. Things what may happen in the game. You know, last year, the first game against Boise, look up, it's 21 to whatever, down 21 points, but that's the event. But your response is really what's important. How you gonna respond to the things that's happening in the game, good or bad? And then, okay, the outcome will be the outcome if you have a good response. So, you know, we just talk about the E plus R equals O and really want to see the guy's response, you know, to good and bad. You know, we just want to just kind of be like this, don't get too high, get too low. So really our response is really what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Coach, the new season starts in a week. What improvement have you seen in your defense since last season?
Wow, it was, you know, we went back, we already did self-scout from the last season, and we went back again, was looking at some things, and you can see the defense just grow from game 1 to the last game to the spring to where we at now. Just really just understanding why we calling things. You know, it was times last year they was doing what we were asking them to do. They was lining up and playing football. But now just understanding why we calling different things in different down and distances and different situations. And if it's 2 minute, why we calling what we're calling. And don't jump up. We always talk about the no cover zone. Don't jump on the flat. They trying to throw it over your head. They're giving you this bait, right? They don't want the little money. They want the big money. So give them the little money. Let's protect the big money. So just situational football and just understanding why we do what we do. Just understanding that.
What growth have you seen from Justin Hodges?
Oh man, he's in his room too. Justin is my guy, man. Like, so he's a guy that's so passionate about football. Like, he's a passionate person, and I like guys that like football. You know, and just him, he comes in my office, we talk all the time. He's always with Coach Gibbs and Coach Addy as well. But it's always good to see a guy that's passionate about ball. He's passionate about learning. He wants to be the best that he can be. You know, at practice, he practices hard, and in return you see it on Saturdays or Thursdays or whenever we play. Now it's just, see, folks don't understand, even last year, he had a shoulder, and then he hurt his ankle going into the Navy game. You already know Navy is triple option, and his first time starting, he playing Navy. So he didn't even have enough time on task to even learn the position. So he was learning the night position during the season. And you can see, okay, by the end of the season, he kind of got the grasp of what he's doing. Now he's went through spring, he's went through fall. So now he's mastering the position. So it's a lot of things behind the scene that people don't see. But he's going from injury and not practicing, and he hurt his ankle, then boom, we playing Navy. You know, so very proud of his progress, very proud of the way he go about his business.
Coach, Justin, this is kind of just a question to you generally as a defensive mind, you know, at the college level and all this other stuff. But a lot of times you'll be seeing mobile quarterbacks throughout the schedule, and really that position is kind of evolving to where you have to really be a dual threat to be successful, whether it's high school, NFL, whatever. From the perspective of a defensive coach, like, how has that made it different for you to put together a unit knowing that mobility is more of an inevitability for a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, it makes you recruit speed. That's the main thing. You got to be able to chase these guys down. You got to be able to tackle in space. You know, you know, with those mobile quarterbacks, it makes defenses play 11 on 11. So you got a middle field safety. He got to figure out a way to be eyes on the quarterback, or teams that's playing quarter coverage just to get more eyes on the quarterback. It makes you defensively, you know, do different things scheme-wise to slow down the quarterback. So I mean, it's a tough task. You chase him around, and if you get one that has the ability to throw as well, man, it's tough.
What's your favorite part of game week?
Wow, favorite part of game week is really, you know, the preparation. Because, like, you know, us as coaches, you get the film and you're breaking it down. You're going through all the film. You're going through the situations, and you watching it again. You're just trying to see if you missed anything, and it's just like a puzzle that you're putting together. And then it's showtime on Thursday or Saturday, whenever it is. You want to make sure all the work that you've done, making sure it shows up on game day, and also being ready for something that you haven't seen. So just really it's like a chess match within itself, and trying to figure out what they're doing. So I like the preparation of it. I really do.
Coach, looking at the linebacker, who do you think will see the first reps alongside Jeremiah, and what's that rotation going to look like, you think?
Oh, look at you. That's a trick question. You always try to get me with a trick question. That's pretty good. Oh, you almost got me too. Well, it's going to come out Sunday.
Okay.
So It'll be out Sunday, so it's got a couple more days.
Yeah, kind of on those lines. I'm sure freshmen, I know you're high on all the guys coming in. I know there's depth in spots. They may not be needed immediately, but do you think there's a chance some of those guys can help you this season?
Yeah, you'll see all of those guys play at some point. You see all those guys play at some point, and now with the new rules of, okay, they can play up to 4 games for their red shirt. You know, you got times within the season where you'll see them, and some guys will be ready right away. Some guys you sprinkle in here and there and get them ready throughout the season. So just having a plan for all of those guys, if they can help you, man, play them.
Was there a guy or two that kind of impressed you, that stood out?
Yeah, you know what? Shoot, man, I really do think we hit it on all those guys. I really do. I think the recruiting class, just speaking defensively, man, you could talk about T.J. Bullock, you could talk about Cam Moore, you could talk about the Hennessy twins, you could talk about Nakai, you could talk about Jamal, you could talk about KT. All of those guys, and I don't know if I forgot a guy, all of those guys, like, we really hit it on. At some point, it's not a guy that we brought in was like, ooh, boy, we missed on him. All of those guys are like, hey, he's ready right now, or at some point, once he figure it out, he's going to be the real deal. So that's the thing, and you'll know 2-3 years down the road, to be honest with you. That's when you really can see your recruiting class.
What's the health on your side of the ball?
You know what? Fairly healthy, to be honest with you. We have all hands on deck. We have everybody out there. Everybody that went through fall camp will be out there. So that's a good thing. So now we getting enough bodies to the game now, because obviously last year injuries and different things like that. So you want to go to the game with all of your bullets. So right now we do have all our bullets.
And you feel you have more depth than you did a year ago?
Oh, absolutely. We have more depth. We'll be able to do different personnel groupings. We'll be able to put guys in different situations so we can run some different things defensively. So that's one of the biggest deals that we looking at as coaches. Like, it was times where the reps got high and you didn't have anybody to sub. You know, now we got guys that we can sub and keep fresh. So that's one thing I think that's a big part of us successfully being a defense.
I just wonder.
All right, Coach, you talked a little bit about preparation being a favorite part of your game week. Can you talk about the job that Brad Holton and his staff does with the film and preparation? Because I've had an opportunity to kind of look at what they do, and literally the analytics that they give you guys almost like you can't miss.
Yeah, Brad does a great job. There's a lot of things people don't understand, is as far as him getting the stuff on XOs, and we're breaking down the film. Then you got PFF as well, so we're watching different things PFF-wise. We got the GAs and the analysts pulling different things. We got so much. So we got NFL film, all of that, and Brad gets it all the time, you know, and also being able to get it to the guys on their iPads and different things like that in a timely manner after practice. You know, getting practice film to the guys so now they can watch on their iPads and they get a meeting before the meeting. So Brad and his crew does a great job.
Coach, just a word from you about UCF great Shaquem Griffin and the announcement that he's retiring.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday, and just to see what he's done in his career. I saw him firsthand when they played us when I was at Auburn, and it's like, wow, he's all over. I think he had like 12 tackles and 1.5 sacks, and I think 3 tackles for a loss. Like I know his stats, you know, and just to see what he did at the combine and see what he did in the NFL, and I see he's doing some public speaking in different places, and you know, you can see that he's really using his influence in a positive way. You know, he has a platform and being able to bless others, and I don't know what it holds for him in the future, but he has a bright future in whatever he does. He has a remarkable story that everybody want to listen to. He is an inspiration to a lot of people.
Can you give a shout out to your daughters? You got the girl that hat.
Yeah, girl dad hat. So my daughters bought me this, and they actually watch this stuff on YouTube. And obviously it's fall camp, and daddy's not home like he usually be. So I told her, baby girl, I'm gonna wear this hat here, and like this is like one of my favorite hats. So I wear it a lot actually. So sometimes it don't even match my clothes, and I wear it. So shout out to my daughters, True, Rain, and Brave. Shout out to them.
Coach, the first game is Thursday, and you said you guys are moving with a different confidence. How did you help get them to that point? What was that conversation?
You know what? I don't even know if it was a conversation. I think it was more just things that folks outside of football, folks don't see. You know, the relationship, like really being intentional about relationships with our guys, because we're gonna ask them to do hard things. So just being intentional about the relationship, and they're gonna want to play for their coaches and play for each other. And once they feel it, they know. Like you could go in front of them and you could talk and say, hey, we're gonna do this and we're gonna be this. But the guys know, they put in the work and they know, okay, where they at. And they have a different walk and a different swagger about themselves. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see how we adjust to different things this season.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank y'all guys. All right, girls. Thank you.